There are some upsides to Roblox verification. Seriously, there are. But first, we need to remember how this all started and why the word verification is hated by pretty much the entire Roblox community. If you somehow missed this story, watch my previous video. In it, I explained how Roblox outsourced verification to Persona and how that eventually led to a massive data leak. So against the backdrop of this whole verification scandal and the data breach, something unexpected happened, and this brings us back to where I started. Roblox verification actually had some positive consequences. Discord announced that it is postponing the introduction of its own age verification system until the second half of 2026. Or maybe it won't introduce it at all. That's still an open question. And you know why? Because they looked at what's happening with Roblox. They looked at the community's reaction, the data leak scandals, and how people react to being forced to send their personal documents to a gaming platform. And they decided to slow things down. This caused real relief for a huge number of people. Bloggers, YouTubers, regular Discord users, everyone breathed a sigh of relief. Because Discord is not just a messenger for gamers. It's a platform where people communicate, run communities, work, and build friendships. Many people have spent years building servers there. Their entire chat history is stored there. For many, it's basically a big part of their life. And the idea that you would now have to upload your passport just to keep using it genuinely scared people. So Discord's decision to postpone this caused sincere joy. At least here, disaster was avoided. At least here, they stopped in time and thought things through. And here's what I think is important in this story. Discord didn't make this decision because it's kind or cares deeply about users. It made this decision because it looked at Roblox and saw a very clear example of what happens when you introduce verification without thinking about the consequences. That's called learning from someone else's mistakes. And in this case, Roblox's mistakes literally saved Discord users from the same fate. But let's get back to Roblox, because the Discord story is nice, but what really matters is what will happen with verification there. And here I have a cautious sense of hope, and here's why. Look at what's happening right now. A huge number of companies that were considering age verification started slowing down after the data breach. And if David Baszucki can think even a little, and I hope he can, he should understand a few important things. First, the data leak through Persona caused enormous reputational damage to Roblox. Second, the community is unanimously against verification. Petitions, hashtags, videos, everything points to the same conclusion. Third, other major platforms are looking at Roblox and drawing the opposite conclusions. Roblox has become an example of how not to do things. But to understand why verification is actually a bad idea, let's break down its downsides. Let's start with the most obvious one, privacy. You're being asked to send a photo of your personal ID to a gaming platform. A gaming platform that has suffered data breaches 3 times in the last 10 years. It's also important to note that historically, Roblox has had a very low barrier to entry. You download it, register, and play. That's it. That's one of the main reasons for its massive audience. Verification adds an extra step that many people simply won't want to go through, especially children who don't have their own documents. Sure, only a small portion of users might leave because of this, but those are still direct losses for the platform. Next is technical unreliability. AI-based verification is not perfect. It makes mistakes. People get rejected without a clear reason. Some can't pass verification because of poor photo quality or bad lighting for a selfie. The system may not recognize documents from certain countries. This creates countless situations where the system simply doesn't work, and a person is locked out of content without any explanation. But it also works the other way around. Just remember how people pass verification using mannequins or by drawing a beard on their face with a marker. And finally, there's the question of whether verification actually achieves its stated goal. It was introduced to protect children, but let's be honest, a child who wants access to adult content will just use their parents' documents to pass verification, or ask an older brother or sister. So this doesn't actually stop anyone who wants to bypass the restriction. All it does is create inconvenience for honest users while failing to solve the problem it was supposedly introduced for. And all of this raises a simple question. Why did Roblox introduce this in the first place? What was the actual goal? If you look at the outcome, a data leak, a public scandal, an angry community, and other platforms using Roblox as an example of what not to do, it really feels like verification caused more harm than good. Harm to everyone. Users whose data was leaked and Roblox itself whose reputation took a hit. It seems to me that David Baszucki now has a real opportunity to make a smart move. Not because he's being forced to, but because it's simply logical. Look at what Discord did. Slow down, rethink, postpone, and ultimately aim to do better by listening to the community. Look at the community's reaction, the data leak scandal, and how other companies now view Roblox as an anti-example. And then admit that verification in its current form is a mistake, one that should be acknowledged and fixed. Because in the end, Roblox is a platform for players. It's a community that has been building this game together with the company for decades. And when a company makes decisions that the community doesn't just reject, but actively hates, that's a signal that something went wrong, and that it's time for change. Discord understood this before stepping on the same rake. Hopefully, Roblox will also understand its mistakes. Even if late, it's never too late to start simply listening to your community.